Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today I am answering a question I received in the comments about what to do when a family member is behaving a certain way and you're using the law of assumption and you want to see a change in behavior. So something's happening that's unfavorable and you would like to shift it using the law of assumption. So that's what I want to talk about today. Stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie. I am a qualified life coach, adult educator, and author. I am also super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the wonderful Neville. It is the stories we tell that create our life. So if you want to change your life, you have to change the story. And if you want to create an amazing life, then you need to know how to tell amazing stories. And that is why I am here. I'm telling myself better stories and I want to help you to do the same. So if you would like further support with that, I am available for one-on-one coaching or email coaching. You can find those details in the box below, or if you just like to stay connected, I am on Instagram under Hedley Derenzie and also my coaching page. Remember, you are the one. Those details are below as well. Okay, let's get into it. So today I want to answer a question that I received in the comments on my channel. Thank you very much for that. I will just read the question out and then I will do my best at answering it according to the teachings of the law of assumption. So the question is, what if you want to change beliefs or behavior of your family and they are consistently doing and being the thing that you don't want? And it is hard to focus on the opposite while someone is acting in a certain way in front of your eyes. Any advice? Thank you. Well, I think we can all relate to this. We all have families and they don't always act in the way that we would like all of the time, or even a lot of the time. You are not alone in that, and often it's our families who are our greatest teacher or our greatest teachers because they are the ones who tend to challenge us the most. So with that being said, the wonderful law of assumption really does liberate us from so much of the angst and the frustrations that we experience in our life, because it puts all of the power back in your hands. And that is because you are the creator of your reality and you create through the quality of your consciousness. And consciousness is simply where you are choosing to place your awareness. What are you choosing to focus on? And if we're not aware of these teachings, what tends to happen is we just become reactive to our reality, thinking that our reality is happening to us and it's outside of us and we have no control or influence over it. And that is not the case. And that is why I love these teachings so much, because it really brings home the truth that we are all here to experience reality, not realizing that we're the ones creating it through the power of our consciousness. If this is happening, this situation, it can be very frustrating, I understand. However, yes, you do have influence over this. But no one to change but self is one of the key principles, the foundational principles of the law of assumption. Nothing and no one is happening outside of you. It is all happening according to the quality of your consciousness. So if somebody, and it doesn't matter whether it's a family member, a partner, a friend, anybody at all, if somebody is behaving a certain way in your reality, they are simply reflecting back your consciousness to you. Especially with family, this is why family members are our greatest teachers, is because we've been with them throughout our entire life. So we often have some very strong narratives about our family members that have been built up over a long period of time. When we're working with the law of assumption, we are really looking at challenging those narratives that have been there for a really long time. And that isn't always easy, and it's not always instant. In fact, it's pretty much not going to be instant if it's family, because, and I don't want to put that story out there or affirm that, but certainly in my experience with myself and those who I know are working with this, that with family members or things that are really important to us, there can be a little bit of a time lag between the new story and the 3D catching up, because there's some very old, strongly embedded narratives that are there that we need to root out, or as Neville would say, prune, using the power of our imagination. With this particular family, if it's a family member or family members, the key to this is to come back to this principle, no one to change but self. No one to change but self. You can never change anything outside of you by going outside of you. It's just a reflection. They are simply reflecting back the quality of your consciousness. So when you change your consciousness, they will reflect that back in time, maybe not immediately. And that's where the power of persistence comes into play. And yes, I can absolutely appreciate that that can be really challenging if this person is in front of you on a day-to-day basis. And so what I would suggest, if it is somebody who is in your immediate vicinity, what you want to do, so with consciousness, whatever you are focusing on is what is going to get reflected back. So if this person is behaving in a way that is unfavorable, it is natural for your consciousness, because we're so mesmerized by reality, it's natural for your consciousness to be focused and aware of the unfavorable behavior. But you have to remember, in taking responsibility for your life and your reality, by you focusing on their unfavorable behavior is just going to bring more of it. So what you want to do is find a way, however you do it. If you have to remove yourself from into another room or go for a walk or do whatever it is, to take yourself away from that, to remind yourself of what is true, which is consciousness is the one and only reality. No one to change but self, and anyone in your reality is just reflecting back your consciousness. So you have to change your consciousness if you want to see a change in your reality, in the behavior of that person. And how do you do that? You simply shift your focus, your awareness to what it is that you want to be experiencing. And I would challenge you that this person, this family member, has many wonderful qualities about them. And your job is to focus more on those, or to even focus on the behaviors that you want to see in them, more so than the unfavorable behaviors. And if it's that you want to see certain favorable behaviors that you haven't seen before, that they're new, then that's where you need to be engaging the power of your imagination. That's where you need to be going within and conjuring up the image of what it would be like for this person behaving in this particular way, and to create a new narrative, a new story of your relationship with this person. So you want to be creating a new narrative about yourself, and then you want to be creating a new narrative about them and you in relationship to them. So a new story about the relationship that you have. And this can be about anyone. It doesn't have to be about a family member. Just basically anyone in your reality is only ever reflecting back your consciousness. So a question that could help you with this is, what do you want to be seeing in this with this person? What are the behaviors that you want to be seeing? And how would you know that you already have that experience in your reality? So what would you be doing? What would this person be saying? How would they be acting towards you? And that's where you need to engage the power of your imagination. And that's why it can be good to just take yourself away into another room, go for a walk, quiet yourself down, go within, shut your eyes, close off all of the sensory information from your reality, and go into your imagination and to put yourself in that state of already having what it is that you want from this person, with this person, and then you persist with that in the face of opposition. That's what I call the faith walk, because that's where you're essentially putting your faith in your imagination, in the reality that you're creating within consciousness, and that's where you're holding faith. You're not putting your faith in the reality. You're saying, okay, so this person's showing up like this, but I know that my reality, that my consciousness creates my reality, and I have already created this new story of how this person is showing up in my life, and I know that my consciousness is the one and only reality, and if I persist with this story, it has to harden into fact. That is the law. That's the law of assumption. And so that's really where the work is. The work is with persisting with the new story in the face of reality that hasn't yet caught up to consciousness. I mean, this is why I love these teachings, because really it puts the power in your hands. However, the catch is that you essentially have to take full responsibility for your reality and for your consciousness. So if somebody is showing up unfavorably, that's because they're reflecting back something that's in your consciousness that you have the power to change through your imagination. So don't let this opportunity go to waste. This is an opportunity for you to exercise your creative powers and also your persistence, your power of persistence that we all have. And the more we do this, we're exercising a muscle, and the more we exercise the muscle, the easier and easier it becomes. I know that you can do this because this is what we're born to do. We're the creators of our reality. And also, you're not alone in this. This is stuff that we all have family members, we all have partners or people in our life that sometimes don't always act in the way that we would like. And that's where we really have to kind of go, okay, my consciousness needs a little bit of up leveling, and that takes courage. So, I applaud you for doing this work. It is a commitment to self, and it is rewarding if you stick with it. So stick with it. The power is in your hands, and the power is in your imagination. So use it wisely. You've got this. I know you do. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this useful. Please feel free to share with family and friends, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.